Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Football 2019, episode number 33. We're 7 games into the season, and 5 of those 7 games have been on the road. And every team with a 500 or worse record, we have beaten. Every team with 5 or more wins, we have lost against. So we're at least really doing what we're supposed to be doing in a difficult situation, considering that 5 of 7 were on the road. Looking at the rest of the schedule, 4 out of 5, home games. That's a good thing. 3 out of 5, teams well below 500, and all 3 of those are home games. We have 1 road game left against Nevada, 7-1. We have 1 home game against a plus 500 team in Boise State at 8-1. Probably won't win either of those 2, but if we go 3-2 over the final stretch, we will be 8-4 this season, shattering our record. Well, I guess that's not shattering, but 2 wins better than we have ever had in a season. The prestige has already risen this season. I didn't know it could even go up in the middle of a season, but it has. Our prestige is now at 39, so we're almost to 40. So things are going really, really well this season, and we've still got 5 games left to go. Now, I'm not going to jump into any of those games in the next near future. We're going to box score things for a little while, as well, we've got a long, long way to go in our career. Well, we'll see why here in just a second, but looking at team news, Kirkwood, who has been out for the last few games, he had 1 touch in the last game, so he played just a little bit. It's a dislocated finger that's held him out, and he is now probable for the New Mexico game. Bunn, who has played considerable time, also probable. Tang, the center, fractured eye socket. Oh my goodness, that sounds so painful. Probable. And then Holcomb is tired and out. And then Ham, a torn abdominal muscle, out for what looks like the season. Now, of course, the aforementioned issue that we're facing really is, well, what am I? Let's look at that profile. This is the challenge. The challenge that exists. Discipline is now 1 star. Assess potential is now 1 star. Recruiting has been 1 star for the last few seasons. But we started with 1s for everything. And as far as I could tell, that rating is out of 100. It takes 10, right? If you split it up to 5 stars, it would take 10 to get to 1 full star. Because there's no 0 star other than morale for me, but that's not anything because there is no morale. The morale is personal and not within the game itself for the head coach, for your character. But after 4 seasons, we have 3 attributes that have risen to 1 star or above, or to a 10 or above. So hopefully with the training and the personality, all of those things continue to rise. Strategy, hopefully we'll start to see more and more of those pop up to 1 star after the end of this season, just to confirm that there actually is development. It's clear that scouting has it. It's now clear that personality has it. I'd like to see at least 1 from training and strategy hit that point, because then if that's the case, that'll confirm that over time I could develop everything. It might take a lot of seasons, and that's why we're going to box score things to move forward. I expect to win this game. I expect to lose the next 2 to drop to 6-4, but hopefully we can win the last 2 and get up to 8-4. Yeah, you don't like getting there from there. All right. So let's go ahead and simulate this week right away, and then we'll go back to the box score. I'd say there's a very good chance, probably 75-80%, that we are going to go 6-2. That's the first time I've been really confident in a long time. I've always been nervous about every win, even when we went 6-6 in a season, just because we were still inconsistent. We are finally getting to the point that we are consistent. Next up is Nevada. They're still ranked. They're 8-1. That's going to be a tough game. They're 23rd. But we did win our game, and we won comfortably. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is the first time where we're really a notch above the bottom teams. Comfortably. Not just slightly, but well above. And you can see we took control of the game. We scored at least one touchdown in every quarter. And here we go. So, wow, we only had 10 first downs in that game. How the heck did we win? 3 for 13. We still had 100 yards more than they did. Not in the passing department, though. Just 5 of 14 on attempts. 10.6 yards per pass. But it's because we did so well on the ground. 237 yards on 47 attempts, 5 yards per carry. So I'm a little confused, though, as to where there's only 10 first downs. Was it huge gains or short gains? It could be. Well, let's see. 2-yard run, 3-yard run. No, that's not huge gains. Another 2-yard run. All Bentley. Meaning Kirkwood, while he might have been probable, looks like he still didn't get too many touches, but we'll see about that. 61-yard pass. There's a long run, 36 yards. It's 35-3 at that point, by the way. And then we went into the field goal game. 28-yard pick six. And a field goal to end the game. I'm hoping that West played because we were so far ahead. But a really nice rating for Ware, even though they were only 4 for 8. Bentley, 4 yards per carry. Kirkwood, oh, it's so nice to have you back. So nice. Bentley might have had 3 touchdowns. But Kirkwood was the one who really, really moved it well. Even Hennessy had nearly 8 yards per carry. Barely any pass attempts. So tough for the receivers to do much on the day, other than a lot of blocking. Defense spent a lot of time on the field because of our scoring. Clark, 8 tackles. Tovar, 7 and a sack. Dexter, similar numbers. Bonner, 2 pass deflections, an interception, and 6 tackles. That's a really good day. Wyman, 5 tackles, pass deflection, and a pick 6. We have a few forced fumbles and a couple self-recoveries. Meyer, Tracy, and then Jolly with just the forced. Quite a few sacks as well. Very limited penalties. Clark, the worst defender on the day. Not a lot of pancakes, but 0 sacks allowed. Wow, neither team committing penalties. That was a clean game. Alright, so recruiting summary. Thomas Roberts goes bye-bye. So we just lost another guard. Okay. That was the new recruit in that department. Grayson was the one we had already figured we were about to lose. He is gone now. Above average for Searcy. Extremely good potential for Gonzalez. That's not the one who just went, is it? No, it's Roberts. Good. Where somebody else is in on him, so we will need to replace him. And Shell. Amazing potential. Yeah, we already saw that, but still nobody going after him. Good. He just had a little bit left to do. Better week in training. And that's going to get better and better over time. That's one of those key components, right? It's not just that the team has low prestige. It's not just that we're a Mountain West team starting with nothing. We're starting with a nothing coach. And that makes life so much more difficult to try to build a program. It's not just recruiting the right players. We need time to develop. So bit by bit, piece by piece. We will get there. One scholarship to offer, as we lost one guy, but I think we're also going to have to replace another tight end we already expected to go, and the interest is down to 5, so let's just go ahead and cut him out, and we'll move on to the other tight end. Especially with how many teams have joined in. Stidham is going. Auburn and Alabama, and already under 10, so again we have 0 chance here. Save those points, so that's a guard and a tight end. Good on those 3. Oklahoma's in now on our corner, and the interest is already below 10, so we're going to lose him as well. It's a lot of players to replace. Dang it. There goes another. Interest level 1. That's definitely not happening. We're replacing half the guys right now. Oh, come on. Interest is still high here. 3-star recruit. Interest is at 24. I'm not going to revoke him yet, but we do need to look for an additional. Okay, we're still good here. I'm going to go with that. Was scouting report done? Yes. Now, the guard. That takes care of tight end. I need to see kind of where I'm at now. Yes, we need a guard. Okay. Offer. That's down to 3. Who else did we lose? We lost a corner. A defensive tackle. What was the other one? It was somebody who signed. Let's see, we have a quarterback. We have our tight end. Was that who it was? No, we replaced the tight end. I know we need a corner. There should be 2 guards. We have 1 replacement. Was that the other one? Okay. Okay. That was the other one. So one of the guards we lost was the one we were already anticipating that we were going to lose, but we lost the second one. So it's a guard and a center back. There's actually one more replacement still. Oh, there you go. Defensive tackle. Right there. Guard, corner, and defensive tackle. This is way down the list already. And there's still a 4-star guy. So, the next 2 games are probably losses. So even though we have a fantastic 6-2 record and are ranked number 29, the highest rank the team has ever seen, at least since I was hired as coach. Wait. Stidham's not the one I'm looking for. It's these 3. No. That's the old one. There's the 3. That's more like it. Okay. Really good record. We're still not getting any recruits, and a lot of that comes down to the prestige. We have such a low prestige, it is difficult, and I'm not a very good recruiter yet. So that's why this going for scraps thing is still working much, much better than pretty much every other option. Excuse me. So, like I said, the next 2 games are going to be really tough. This is our last road game of the season. I don't even want to see this ugly mess. I don't think we're going to get slaughtered here. I mean, it's not that huge of a mismatch, but I could definitely see us losing by 2 to 3 touchdowns. As in, comfortably. We do lose, as expected. But not by too much. 16 to 9. So actually, it ended up being a pretty dang close game. We only lost by 7. And both teams looking like they had 3 field goals and only 1 touchdown in the game. So that ended up being the difference. And it was their quarterback who threw it. He threw it away a couple times. Bentley's still the main guy, so whatever's going on with Kirkwood is still affecting him. 5 for 21 on third, while they were 12 for 23. That really hurt. Difference, more than 100 yards deficit, and that's all passing. It looks like we had more rushing. Yeah, we did. Again, we're right there at 50%, while our opponent is at 66. That's a pretty significant difference. Neither team moving the ball terribly well on the ground. Penalties, not a huge number for us. I mean, that's better than average, but they were really good in that department. They turned it over 4 times. That's the only thing that kept us in this game. They had 5 potential. They lost 1 fumble, though, out of 2, and then were intercepted 3 times. And yes, it was all field goals. That is confirmed. Ware still had a 100-plus rating, but that was just about his worst day of the season. Ray comes in as a backup and goes 15 of 19. Yes, he threw an interception and no touchdowns at short average, but they just kept dumping it off low, short pass, again and again, and it was enough. And look who had no touches in this game. So even though he's probable, it turns out he did not play. Bills, big day. Honor had a big day. Even Wyman, no interceptions, but that's still a big day. Holcomb had a big day. Just a few sacks on D. Penalties, that hurt. That definitely hurt. Pancakes, Tang, Keenan, Bun. Pretty much the usual suspects. Nash, rough day, 2 pancakes, 2 sacks allowed. But a loss there was to be expected. Bills, player of the week. Spaghetti-o. That really, really hurt. This was a terrible week for us. Nelson expected to be gone. Wilkerson, okay, those are fine. But we lost our next guard on the list. And the previous. We lost our next defensive tackle on the list. And the previous. We lost a defensive end, a fantastic defensive end who was ranked 31st. Oregon came along and they said, yes, please. I would too. Let's be honest here. Todd Marble, another really good one as well, is now gone. So, ouch. That is quite a few players that we just lost. Yeah, we lost you. That was our new one we were going after. Hopefully we can get Sotelo. Amazing potential. Terrible week in training as well, so not good stuff. Not good at all. Hold on, let me go back to that mail for a second. That's quite a few replacements to come up with. So we need guard, defensive tackle, defensive end, and a corner. And then maybe others. Right now it really doesn't matter how well we're playing. That prestige is still really low, and it's only going to rise so fast. So, and then again with a 1-star recruiting head coach, it's going to be a process. It is definitely going to be a process. Let's see if there's any more replacements to find. Good on 2 at least. 3. Dang it. Yeah, the interest dropped to 5 already. So no, Shell is not going to sign with us. So we need a QB too. It's definitely not happening. That interest wasn't high to begin with, but that plummeted down to virtually nothing. Oh, awesome. Him too. That's 6. That's half we have to replace already. There's still potentially 2 more. Sotelo should be good, yeah. McFarland, good, and look at that, 39 interest. He might sign in a couple weeks. That's half of our recruits, though, that we just lost. Might not have enough points to get everybody this week. And into the 3-star range. Onto the edge of the top 400 now. Tight end. So as you know, I'm sure I've mentioned it multiple times. I went to University of Oregon, and we've had a lot of really good players come through. We've contested the national championship. We've been in the national championship game twice. We have not won it yet, but we're there. We're right on the edge of the elite programs. I mean, here in game right now, they're ranked 3rd in the nation. But it hasn't always been there. I mean, we've only had 2 losing seasons in the last nearly 30 years. My freshman year was one of those 2 losing seasons. The other one was just 3-4 years ago. So I've gotten used to having a lot of quality. We've contested the Pac-10, Pac-12 most years. Even when we're not, we're still usually up there, competitive. Anyway, program with a good recent few decades and a bright outlook. In fact, we're one of the favorites this season in real life. And so, as a natural result of that, we've had quite a few quality players that have, gone on to have good NFL careers, to be drafted one way or another, and, be in that part, have a future in football beyond college. Nothing new there, but one position that has been a bit of an odd one for the University of Oregon in the last couple decades anyway, last 15 years or so, has been the tight end position. Now, we've had talent there. We have definitely had some talent there. But we've had more unusual things, like the off-campus kind of behavior things, the away from the football team behavior things that have come out of the tight end position. We've had a few, 3 or 4 high-profile players that have had odd things, from arrests to crazy egos that cause their careers to just end suddenly, even though they certainly were NFL talents prior to making a mess of that for themselves. And it seems to almost always be that position. It's our tight ends. I don't know why that is. I have no clue whatsoever why that is. But it is. And I just find it odd that it really has come down to kind of a single position. Because we've had very, very little trouble. Every football team, especially national football team, goes through issues with their players. Players that have hopes and dreams of the NFL and lots of money, Mistakes are made. People are human. They're teenagers. It's inevitable that some of them are going to squander the chance and mess it up somehow or another. It happens to varying degrees, but it does happen. And by the way, here in the Mountain West and in the West Division, we are third right now. UNLV on top. Not UNLV, Nevada on top. San Diego State is second best. We are third best. Fresno State, fourth best. We beat them in the head-to-head. UNLV and Hawaii at the bottom. This is nice. Different from what we're used to. Conference record is identical with Fresno State, so we're definitely going to need that 2-1 record here going forward if we are going to keep this position. Not that this position matters. I mean, we're not in contention to win the conference. But let's go ahead and push through Boise State. Again, this should be, hopefully, the final loss of the season. They're ranked number 9 in the nation right now, by the way. So this will be the second highest ranked team we've played all season. And the team that was higher was Florida, who now are only 14 at 8-2. Are you seeing this? Seriously? What a fourth quarter. We beat Boise State. We were at home, okay? We were at home. But we just beat Boise State by 21 points. What? $76 yards more than them. Passing was close and really good. 22 of 29. Better yards per pass. But then, look at that, we shut down their run game, and ours was pretty good, 2.5 yards a carry, but held them to 0.8 penalties. They got in a lot of trouble with penalties. We had an average day. Turnovers, they had the only one, and it was a fumble. Wow. And that really came down to the fourth quarter where we outscored them 21-3. It was 16-13 at the end of the third. And it was a very quiet third with a field goal by each. So we had a tight 13-10 halftime score, where they probably went into that locker room going, come on, guys, we should be winning this game pretty comfortably by now. Get out there and get it done. And somehow we went out there in the second half and held serve. That was amazing. Really nice rating by Ware. A 166.7. I don't really want to count West because he only had one pass attempt. Kirkwood played this time, 5 carries, still limited. It's amazing how long this dislocated finger has taken him to recover. It's been almost 2 months. Bentley, 50 carries. Somebody put a heart monitor on that guy and make sure he's still alive after that game. Holy cow, that is a crazy workload. Great receiving day, really spread out, lots of catches, only 2 touchdowns. Lilly caught it 3 times and put it in the end zone twice. Field goals, 3 for 4. That's a good ratio considering that 3 of those were 40 plus yards. Alvarez definitely gets player of the game. 7 tackles, 2 for a loss, and the fumble and recovery. Holcomb, 7 plus a sack with the tackle for a loss. No interceptions on the day, only a couple pass deflections. But we did manage to get 5 sacks recorded and quite a few tackles for loss. So the line battle is where we won this game, definitely for sure. Penalties helped. Keenan, 7 pancakes. Teeter had 6, and without any penalties. I give him an award as best lineman on the day. But there you go. A very, very unexpected victory in that game. And now we actually have a chance to go 9-3 on the season. That's pretty impressive because we just beat a team that was in the top 10. And we lost Sotelo, which is really sad. Alabama found him. Even though he's only ranked 521, he had amazing potential. Alabama found him and swept him out from underneath us. And so that sucks a lot. So we're going to need a guard again. We lost the new tight end we were going for. So Oklahoma State also stepped in and took him. And we lost the new center back we were going for. So we lose 3 players this week. All 3 of them were new recruits to the list. These guys are average. There's McCoy. We lost him. Okay. Carlisle, 3-star. Average. So we're dropping down the list. Team performance. Yay! Yay, 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 yay. Alright, so we're going to look one last time at our recruiting list to wrap this puppy up, and then we'll go from there. Just lost our wide receiver. We've had for a couple weeks. And with the interest like that, there's no chance that he's going to sign. Awesome. We're losing Ridley too. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness, we're losing. That's already half again. Back-to-back weeks of losing half of our recruits. And I know they haven't signed yet, but you know it's coming. I understand the way the game works by now. We still have a 12 interest level, but that's not high enough. Losing 2. That's more than half already. McFarland, the one that's looking good, his interest is now 42. Carlisle, still looking good. Interest jumping up here on Ward, Crawford, Hoover, Carlisle, McFarland. They're all getting up there as they're a little bit lower on the rank level. But we just lost for the second week in a row at least half of the recruits that we were going for. So I'm going to replace those 7 off camera here, and then we'll push forward into that next game with the next episode. And again, we have 2 games coming up that are both winnable games. With a 7-3 record, we are guaranteed our first plus 500 season, and we've got a real shot at turning it into a 9-3 season, as both games are at home. We got UNLV, who are 2-9. We got East Carolina, who are 2-8. So yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. And at 7-3, we are already destined for a bowl game. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe. Tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.